Today on CityCast Philly. In February, the 100th school in Pennsylvania started a girls' wrestling team. That's the threshold to get the sport sanctioned and fully supported by the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association. If approved, girls' teams would be able to hold official tournaments and championships without having to compete with boys' teams. I recently spent some time talking with 3 state qualifying wrestlers and their coach from Penwood High School in Delaware County about what the sport means to them. Oh, and I've got to mention that these girls are state medalists. It's Thursday, April 27th. I'm Trinae Nuri, and here's what Philly's talking about. I'm in the wrestling room at Penwood High School. Some students are actually practicing their moves in this padded room. I'm also sitting down with student athletes Hawa S., Hawa K., and also Marietta. How did you all get into wrestling?
The reason I started wrestling because I love play fighting.
Okay.
And I know like wrestling is kind of like play fighting, but the difference like you got to like compete against others and get medals. So I just decided like, okay, I can just like play fight at the same time getting medals for it. So
I like that. How about for you, Howard?
Well, I used to always watch WWE. And even though it was fake, but like I was still into the action.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to try it out.
I got into wrestling because I got a flyer for it in 6th grade, and I decided to just do it since then. So, yeah.
And joining us is Mike O'Neill, head coach of Penwood's wrestling team.
These 3 are our first ever state qualifiers in girls wrestling. Our first state qualifiers period in about 8 years. And our first state medalists since 1966. So
wow, congrats, y'all.
Done a lot for the program and just had a lot of success already. So they're freshmen and sophomores, so they have 2, 3, 4 more years to build on that.
What do you love most about being on this team at Penwood?
Well, I very much love my team. We help each other out a lot, and it makes me like more confident to go out there and wrestle more, and I enjoy it.
I like the people sometimes, and also just like the community. And for us to like go out and do stuff together is really fun because it feels like a big friend group.
Now, when y'all compete, like explain it to me. Who are your opponents? Are there other girls, or do you have to go against boys?
I usually go against boys because
Yeah.
in my weight class it's filled with a lot of boys, but it's fun to get to wrestle the boys because it makes me more better. Like, so when I'm going against girls, I'm a bit better than them or tougher.
Yeah, same. I've mainly gone against boys my entire like wrestling career until like recently. So I feel the same way, yeah.
How different would it be if the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association, or PIAA, sanctioned girls wrestling?
I don't know exactly. I think there would be more all-girls competitions. I think participation would increase. I think more girls would come out for teams, and it would encourage more schools to start separate girls' teams. So I think it would just lead to more opportunity, more recognition, and it would just really accelerate the growth of the sport.
If a girl wants to wrestle at her school but doesn't have a team, what options does she have?
That's what we've had here. We've only had a boys wrestling team, so our girls have just joined the wrestling team and participated, and they practice together, they compete together. Only last year did we start getting into all girls competitions. They competed in 4 all girls tournaments this year, including regional and state tournaments for the first time. So I don't know that it would look that much different if we did have a separate girls team. I think there'd be more opportunities, and we get more girls coming out for the team.
So, like, how and when will you know if it becomes sanctioned for girls?
So I know PIAA had an initial vote, and it passed. I think they have to have a second vote to make it official, which I've heard is a formality. It's expected to be sanctioned. We just don't know what that means for this upcoming season, if it will be effective this upcoming season or if they'll put it off a year or two. But it seems like it's going to happen in the very near future.
That's great.
Should know by this summer.
Cool. Is there, I don't know, like something about wrestling and being on this team that kind of makes you feel special?
It's gonna make like people respect you and kind of be like afraid of you a little bit, because like I remember like coming from Africa and people used to be like bullying me a lot and things like that. But now those people that used to be bullying me, now they are scared of me because it's like, oh no, she's doing like wrestling. If we mess with her, she's going to do this and things like that. So now like I can like walk around like the hallway without being scared of someone being bullying me, because like everyone is like, oh my gosh, she's a wrestler. If you do this, she's going to pop and drop you and things like that.
This episode is sponsored by State Farm. Buying insurance can be complicated, and you might have a lot of questions, like, what if my policy doesn't cover that? Or, what if I need to make a claim in the middle of the night? Good news, State Farm is there for all your what-ifs. You can reach them 24/7, talk through any questions with your agent, and you can even file a claim on the State Farm mobile app. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com to get a quote today.
Okay, so do y'all have like a signature move that you do?
I think we all do.
What is that?
I would say mine is the cement mixer, or like a snap down kind of.
My favorite move has to be a Japanese wizard, even though I only done it once in a match.
Mine might be like the Thai way, like arm chart, or like snap down.
Nice.
And Hawa just shared her favorite move is the Japanese whizzer or the arm spin. And I saw her just on her phone before one of her matches, and she goes out on the mat and out of nowhere hits this move, which is like a throw. That's, pretty exciting move to hit. Throws the opponent in the arm spin, gets a pin. And I was like, where did you learn that move? When she got off the mat, she said, I just saw it on Instagram. It just seconds before she stepped out on the mat, hit it immediately.
Mike, what does it mean for you to coach these young ladies?
I think it's great for the sport, for girls to be getting involved. And the girls we've had here, they're really hard workers. They're really motivated to improve and get better. And so they just help the team overall. Just them being here and being hard workers is the same as anyone on the team.
If they do officially recognize girls wrestling, how would you encourage other girls to get involved?
I hear a lot of people, like girls, I try and tell them to join wrestling, they say, because they don't want to go against boys. So I think a motivation would be they can go against girls who are the same as them. So I think that would help them want to do wrestling more.
Do you think if they saw you participate, that would help?
Yeah, maybe.
What do you think, Coach?
I would say come out and watch these girls wrestle. Come see them practice, come see them compete, see how well they do, and I think that would definitely encourage more to participate, seeing how much success these girls have had.
Mariana, what do you hope the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association understands about girls wrestling?
I think I would say for them to make it a thing, because I think a lot of girls, they like to be aggressive and they don't have anywhere to put the outlet in there, because boxing, I feel like, is a little bit too aggressive, and they don't even have that in schools either. So I think it'll be very fun if they had the girls be able to do wrestling.
So what are your goals for the rest of your high school career and maybe college? Like, what are your goals?
One of my goals is like next year, like at least like come in first place in state. And my goal is like, I hope like we have like more girls next year like competing, and I'm trying like to motivate most of my friends like to join wrestling. But every time I say it, they'll be like, no, it's scary and things like that. And I just hope like I become a motivation to them like to try wrestling. I want like more girls to like do wrestling. It's not scary. It just looks scary, but it's not.
Yeah, that's so cool. Well, thank you so much for telling me all about wrestling at your school and for being on CityCast Philly.
Thanks for coming.
And here's what else Philly's talking about. Former Philadelphia Mayor Ed Rendell has endorsed Democratic candidate for mayor Rebecca Reinhart. The Philadelphia Inquirer reports Rendell is the third former mayor to support her, along with Michael Nutter and John Street. No mayoral candidate in recent history has received this many endorsements from previous mayors. The May 16th primary is just a few weeks away, and we'll talk more about this in tomorrow's Friday News Roundup. And the Penn Relays, the oldest track and field meet in the country for high school, college, and sometimes Olympic athletes, starts today. It runs through April 29th at Franklin Field, located at the University of Pennsylvania in West Philly. It's time for the tip of the day, where we share a life hack for living in Philly. To learn more about proposed bills and announcements and public notices from the city, attend a city council meeting. They are in person and open to the public. Meetings are scheduled on Thursdays at 10 a.m. in room 400 at City Hall. You can also watch on Xfinity Channel 64 and Fios Channel 40, or you can stream live at phlcouncil.com. If you have a tip of the day, we'd love to hear from you too. Call or text us at 215-259-8170. That's all for today here on CityCast Philly. If you enjoyed this episode about girls wrestling in the Commonwealth, why not tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to sign up for our morning newsletter too. It's called Hey Philly. We'll be back tomorrow morning with the Friday News Roundup. See you then.